Mm-hmm. It's Tuesday, and the gang's all here. Welcome, 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 everybody. I didn't have much of a choice, I see. So here I am. Thank you all for requesting my company, I guess we could say. It is January 3rd, 2023. So good to be here. Good to see you all. Thank you for joining me once again. Very much appreciated. Great to have you here. Great to be here. And here we are. Hello, hello. How was everybody? How we doing today, guys? Good to see you all. Oh man, what's going on, folks? See who we got here with us today. Miss Brandy, good to have you here. Hope you're doing well after the storms last night. Mama Bear is tired. Miss Pamela Gribbin, full of the flu. I'm so sorry to hear that, Pamela. Danny K, what's happening, bro? Thank you for joining us. PPR's in the house. What's happening? What's happening? Good to see you again. Good golly, Miss Molly's here. Hello, hello. Vicky H, good to join. Thanks for joining us today. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Good afternoon, Mama Bear. Vicky H is a new member, guys. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that, and congratulations. And I think Miss Brandy is a member, 2-month member as of now. So congratulations, Miss Brandy. More meatballs for the sauce, guys. More meatballs. What's up, Squirrely Girl? How we doing today? What's up, Dober Mom? Good to see y'all. Thanks for joining us today. Word up. Welcome, Miss Bonnie Bailey. Thank you so much for joining us today. Good to see you guys. I was forced into here today. They would not allow me to not be here today. Although I was coming. I just had a bunch of stuff I was doing around the house. I was trying to get done. So that's why. I mean, it's not too much later than I normally do it, but here I am, everybody. Everybody was bored and was requesting getting together. So here you are, folks. Who would do such a thing? Yeah, I don't know anybody that would do anything like that. Nobody at all. Crazy, crazy. Welcome, moderators. It's so great to have you all here. Long time no see. Who done that? Right. Who would do such a thing? Gee, I wonder, guys. You guys are a mess. A huge mess. The old cuck burger. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you there. Took me a second. Sorry, Doberman. Yes, we will be watching the hearing today, you all, of Crap Burger. No, he is not in Idaho yet, dear. He's in PA. They're going to have his hearing at 3 p.m. in PA today. And then hopefully, based on the hearing, they'll have him transferred out. I'm hoping tonight they'll start transporting tonight and get him the hell back to Idaho and get things rolling. What's up, Strike? He's a POS burger, is what he is. Good to see you, bro. Thanks for joining us. Well, thank you, Miss Brandy. Very much appreciated. Miss Pamela Gribben is a new member as well. That's awesome, Pamela. Thank you so much. Welcome to the sauce with the rest of these crazy meatballs. Thank you so much, Miss Brandy. We got a house full of meatballs, guys. House full of meatballs. Yeah, he'll. If he's waiving the extradition like they're saying, then he will be. Boom! They're going to take him right away because they want to get things rolling. I have not heard anything um, whatsoever about Madalena Dobermom. Sadly, nothing new at least. Thank you, Miss Brandy, for that as well. Back in green. Not sure why I wasn't. Probably. I don't know, Pamela. Unless it was just it needed re-upped or something. I don't know. I'm sorry. Did you see my meatball video with my puppies? I did not, Deborah. Where do I see that at? Is it on your channel? Damn Discord. Impatient much. Hello. What's up, Kim? How are you today? Okay, Pamela. She has a meatball, so she's been a member for a month. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I don't know why it didn't pop up immediately. Ms. Boone, how are you today? Oh, okay, on your channel then? I see, I gotcha. Let's see, guys. Let's see. DeMar Hamlin, yes. It's a sad thing. And it from what I understand, it was the player for the Buffalo Bills went into cardiac arrest on the field yesterday, and luckily they brought him back. He's in intensive care and he's in critical condition. But from what I understand, it was because of the way they hit him and how hard they hit him. That's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, I'm glad they got his heart going again. That's just nuts. Thank God. Yeah, it was kind of scary to see that happen. Like, wow, and I will subscribe to that as well, Miss Dover Mom. I didn't know that you had a channel, my dear, but I just subscribed to you. It is crazy. Yeah, it was very sad to see. All right, which video am I seeing here, Dover Mom? I see your doggies, pretty dogs. Are these are puppies? Playing peekaboo? Is that the one you're talking about? Playing peekaboo, Dover Mom? Yeah, it was. His heart was just in the right rhythm. This is like a freak thing, guys. It doesn't happen. It was just at the right rhythm when he got hit that it caused that to happen. It's not something that is a regular thing. And it's like, good God, to be in that specific scenario at that exact time. Again, thank you, Brady. And get hit at the same time, with his heart rate being what it was just like exact perfect. And then he just fell over. It's like, damn. Which video is it, Dober Mom, so I can click on it to pick the right one? Is it the one where it says playing peekaboo? It says meatball. Oh, okay. I don't see any that says meatball. All I see is playing peekaboo with her puppers, sleeping, slevin, and our brand new babies and their new toys. Wait, maybe it's a short. There they are. I see it. I see it.
What's a meatball? Do you want a meatball, Grandpa? You can have one meatball. No, just one. Just one. Thank you. Okay, Svevins. Little Svevin? Not so little anymore, guys.
How old are these?
You guys are big boys. You're big boys. Yeah, you're not
6
even
months?
6 months old yet.
Good Lord. These
Was
are...
that a good meatball? Do you like the meatballs? Yeah? Baby meatballs. Well, baby grandpa. Lucky Slevin.
They're definitely not little.
Oh, he's got the sweetest little face because he was born an old man. Aren't you, Grandpa? Yep. What's a meatball? Do you want a meatball, Grandpa? You can have one meatball. No, just one. Just one. Thank you. Okay, Svevins. Little Svevin? Not so
It's
little
called
anymore,
Dobermom.
You guys are big boys.
Who asked me that?
You're
Where'd
big
it go?
boys.
Kim.
Yeah, you're not even 6 months old yet. Was that a good meatball? Do you like the meatballs? Yeah? Baby meatballs.
They're cute. They're
Baby
cute.
grandpa. Lucky Slevin.
60 pounds. Wow.
Oh, he's got the sweetest little face because he was
Yes.
born an old man. Aren't you, Grandpa? Yep.
Yeah, they're very
Meatball.
cute. Very cute,
Do you want a
Dobermom.
meatball, Grandpa? You can have one meatball.
That was cute.
No.
I like it. I like them. There's little ones. Tiny little ones. December 30th. Did you do you have more puppies? We had 13. Now we have 3.
For anybody who ever has a large litter of puppies like we do, when you start introducing solids by mixing them with liquids, these plates from Dollar Tree are a freaking lifesaver. They're $1 each.
Look at these little guys.
There's 6 servings each. There's a middle serving when they're ready for water and stuff like that. They're not too sloppy.
12 puppies.
Perfect.
Good
This thing has
Lord.
saved us. For anybody who ever has a large litter of puppies like
3
we
or
do, when
3:30.
you
Yes,
start
I have to double
introducing
check.
solids by
That's got to
mixing them
be
with liquids,
most of what we talk
these
about,
plates from
and I
Dollar
want to
Tree
talk to you guys
are
about a couple other
freaking
things.
lifesaver. They're $1 each. There's 6 servings each. There's a middle serving when they're ready for water and stuff like that. They're not too sloppy. Perfect. This thing has saved us.
They're so cute.
For anybody who ever has a large litter of puppies like we do, when you start introducing solids by mixing them with liquids, these plates from Dollar Tree.
So very cute. Lucky Dobermom with the lucky puppies. Thank you, Miss Brandy. I will check that. See what we got here. I appreciate that too, Miss Brandy. Let me see. Doggies is cute. I've always thought Dobermans were kind of cute. One litter, she's spayed. Oh, okay, I got you. That's a lot of puppies in one litter, though. That's crazy. Why, thank you so much, Miss Brandy. That helps so very much right now. I very much appreciate that. It's all right, hon. You don't have to apologize for that. Don't worry about that at all. Not at all. But I appreciate that very much. Wait a minute. Where'd it go? There it is. Alrighty. Thank you so very much. Yeah, that's a pretty big litter, isn't it? We had to turn away 6 families. Oh, really? What are they? If I can ask, like, what is a? Are they pure? They're purebred, right? Like purebred Doberman. What does that? What do those cost per puppy if they're purebred like that? And I very much appreciate that, my dear. It's very helpful right at this point in time, believe me. Good to see you, Cream Puff. I don't know if I have mentioned that yet, but I just noticed. Oh, that's awesome. I want to be covered in puppies, right? You know what used to crack me up is no matter what puppy it was, because I've had a couple in my lifetime, a few of them actually. When they're puppies, they have that like puppy breath. It's indescribable. It's only comes from a puppy. Purebred. Another is a cadaver retrieval pup. Oh, okay. So, like, if you have a purebred Doberman, you know, like, what do they go for? Just out of curiosity. I've always wondered, like, what they, you know, that I didn't know a lot about Dobermans. I know a couple people that have them. Yes, the puppy breath smell is hilarious. You can definitely smell it. Not as bad. Like my dog, I don't know what you should explain his breath. I can't even explain it, guys. I can't even be near it. It's so bad. And we give him those Mintabone things, those chewy things for his breath. We've brushed his, well, what teeth he has left. He has like 4 teeth left, I think. I'm just kidding. There's more than that, but not many. We've brushed his tongue. We've given him all sorts of things for his breath, and it still is funky. Welcome, Sandra. Good to see you. Baba Yaga. I love that name, by the way. Was $4,000. I sold ours cheaper because I wanted to pick their homes and know that they would say, yeah, that's awesome. I get that. Now, is the cadaver retrieval, is that yours or is that the one you bred with? Is that really what it is, Sandra? Even at an older age, like he's 18 now, so will that still help? I didn't even know they made probiotics for dogs. Yeah, some of these dogs are expensive, guys. They really are. A buddy of mine has and this was a mixed breed too. I was surprised. I wasn't a purebred. What the heck is it? An Alaskan Husky that's mixed with a wolf. No lie, it's mixed with wolf, like some kind of a timber wolf, I think, or something like that. He's a big dog, but he was expensive, like close to $10,000. That's a pup of ours who belongs to it. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Amazon has it. I will check it out. Thank you so much for the info, Sandra. Timber wolf. Can you believe that? I didn't think that was legal. And I went to this person's house. We're hanging out, and I hear this dog barking. It sounded like a bear. And you couldn't see the dog. And so, well, that's pretty cool, Dover Mom. That's really cool. I even like your husband more now. So there's a friends of my mother-in-law's, and we're just their house, and we're hanging out, visiting on the back deck. It was summertime, and I hear this like woof, 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 woof. I mean, it's going nuts, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And I'm thinking like I'm gonna see a Saint Bernard or like a Mastiff or something, you know. And he goes, "Oh, that's Squeaky." And I said, "Wait, what? You have a dog that has a sound like that, and it's called Squeaky." Okay. So he goes back and unchains him and lets him go. And I'm like, I see this thing come running. And I drizzled in my pants a little, I think. I'll be honest with you. Because it was huge. And I mean huge. It's the biggest dog I've ever seen. And it looked like, as it was running towards me, like nose forward, it looked like almost like a German Shepherd, right? And this thing is, and he's yelling for it. He's like, slow down, Squeaky. Come on, come on. Beautiful coloring. Okay. Beautiful coloring. And it comes around the side of the thing, slid past the steps, runs up on the, well, actually, I think it jumped onto the deck and it ran right over to where we were sitting. And I crawled up inside my own crevices, if you know what I'm saying, and froze. And there he was like, don't act scared, because he smells that kind of stuff. He's very friendly, but if you act scared, he'll start barking at you. Okay. I just had a mutant dog come running at me that you don't want me to act scared. I've never met this dog in my life, right? So I put my hand out, palm down, and I let him smell, and then I flipped my hand over. He smelled, and then he licked the shit out of my hand. Excuse my language, sorry. And then he jumped up on me, okay, like on my chest, and knocked me completely back flat on the chair I was sitting on. I'm like, and then tried to lick my face. This thing was monstrous. The head, I mean, you guys, the head was just, it was insane. But then he told me the breed mix, and I was like, wow. I didn't know that you could legally mix dogs with wolves. What's up, Christy? Are you trying to shut me up, squirrel? You don't want to hear my stories? Jeez. She's shutting me down, guys. She doesn't even want to hear me talk now. Actually, he was really friendly, Brandy. You'd love it. Well, I know he was transported. Let me change this up here to the courthouse. You're what, Oculus? How does that even work? I didn't know you could do that. That's interesting. Well, Oscar's quacking again. Where is it? Hold on a minute. Here we go. I figured you guys would be tired of talking about this guy already. Load up 1 second, everybody.
Chat anywhere. And
no, I know what Oculus is. I just didn't know you could like watch this kind of stuff on it. I thought you had to like it was like for games or something. My son wants one really bad. Okay, so they have transported him from the jail to the courthouse. Okay, as you guys probably saw this already if you're. I'm in your living room. That's interesting. That's pretty wild.
Answer all of your questions.
All right.
Joseph, I'm starting with you on this. I'm wondering, what do you think the police have? And I know this is speculation. There's been some reporting out there that there was DNA evidence in this case that led authorities to Brian Kohberger to identify him as a suspect. What do you think it was that possibly led to a DNA profile in this case?
Well, if what is being reported is accurate, my estimation, it's going to be a combination of things. First off, they would have found certainly a copious amount of blood at the scene. The question is, was it commingled with the perpetrator or alleged perpetrator's blood or any other kind of body fluids that might have been left around? You got to keep in mind, blood is not the...
Yeah, I talked about that a little bit yesterday, Sandra. It was kind of interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't put it past him because of his obsession that he has with, this stuff. But I mean, I would want to guess. What's up, Poopa? I would want to guess that, or I'd want to guess that they would have been kind of like, the prison and all that would have been leery about it. But he could have, claimed himself to be somebody of some importance or something. And, I wouldn't put it past him. I'll be honest with you. These guys are just talking in regards to about the DNA that they had on him, so on and so forth. That's all this is real quick, guys.
The only source for DNA rich evidence. Another piece to this is going to be anything that was found on the bodies. And, you know, we go back to the hands being bagged, which is common practice in my field, to retain
I
any
agree,
kind of trace
Doberman.
evidence. If there was anything contained beneath the fingernails, and we have to keep in mind, that's not simply skin. You can also find blood from a perpetrator beneath the
I agree,
fingernails as they're
Fupa.
being raked away. And I think finally, whatever kind of tiebacks there might be in that vehicle, I think the vehicle is huge, because if he had been allegedly been in that house and had committed these crimes, and I think admittedly he would have been super saturated in blood, that evidence would have transferred into the car somehow, and not just the blood, but any kind of other trace evidence he's taken away. So they've got this is an evidence-rich environment, and it will have been inoculated with everybody's DNA that was at the scene.
Bobby, we are moving forward in this.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of Joseph Scott Morgan. I think he's very intelligent. I think he's really good at what he does, and I think he knows a lot about this stuff. And I really enjoy watching anything that he talks on. Welcome, Kat. Good to see you. I have had my bonus baby this morning. I will be back shortly. Okay. Oh, they said they had some kind of organic material, and that the DNA, they went through the ancestral thing. So, you know, Booger Cook. Okay, got you. What's up, Alexis? Good to have you guys here. Thanks for joining us. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to keep stopping.
Entire process. The extradition hearing is scheduled for 3:30 Eastern time today, where Brian Kohberger's attorney told me he will waive extradition so he can come back here to Idaho. The question is, how are they going to get him back here, and how quickly will that happen? What do you see happening?
Well, that's a tough question, because logistically there are a lot of moving parts in this, and each case is handled a little differently. So the only issue in Pennsylvania is he the Brian Kohberger that's named in the Idaho arrest warrant? That's the only issue. This is not an evidence thing. This is not a guilt thing. It's only the only argument is he the same Brian? Is he the same person that's named? If he is, he has to go back. So that's why they often waive extradition, because it's only an identity hearing.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. The way he's talking about this that's kind of whatever. I don't know.
It's only, are you the same person that's named in the warrant? And almost always they are, right? And so he knows even if he has an extradition hearing,
oh, really?
He'll be removed. But he'll waive extradition. They'll have
Very
that
possible.
hearing. There'll be an order to remove him from the jurisdiction of Pennsylvania, and then the detectives will either get him on a bus or get him on a plane and fly him back to Idaho. Whereas you heard the family attorney say he'll have an initial appearance where he'll get an attorney assigned to him, either a public defender or a privately retained counsel, and then that counsel will ask the judge for a few days so he can review the charging instrument that they charged him with. Now, there are 3 charging instruments: an information, a complaint, and indictment. And so far, he's probably been charged under a complaint or an information, because to get an indictment, you have to see the grand jury. That grand jury has to spend time getting evidence presented to it and then vote on an indictment. So I think that will come later on. But initially, I think they'll put him on a plane. They'll transport him to Idaho, where he'll have that initial hearing.
Yeah, he's a little bigger than I initially thought he was, too. I noticed seeing him that way. He didn't seem as tall and as, like big built as he was, but he's definitely bigger than I thought he was. So, that kind of puts to rest the thoughts of him being a scrawny, skinny guy that might not be able to handle this. He's a bigger guy. That's very possible, Dobermom. I've heard of different circumstances in cases like these where there's some type of a pleasure, per se, in this type of thing. And that does happen. They have found that type of thing. Oh, yeah. He's wearing a turtle suit, too. But, I mean, just stature-wise, Sandra, he's kind of tall. The vest probably does make him look bigger. He's been wearing that. But he's taller than I thought he was, too. As he stepped out of the van, I noticed, the way he kind of come up a little bit. He's taller than I thought he was. yeah, he's definitely a mental. That's a fact. Definitely a mental case. His parents will need some type of security for trial attendance. I'm sure his parents have been harassed and will be harassed. Just people, what's up, Izzy? Good to see you, hun. That's okay. Do what you got to do. No worries. Not your fault. So yeah, that's sorry about that. I didn't finish.
Hopefully, maybe later this week, where he'll get his attorney attached, and then the attorney will request some days to review some of the material.
And I should mention too that Bobby Chacon is also an attorney, so he can talk with us about the legal aspects of this too. What we will see moving forward. We are taking your questions, as I mentioned earlier. Submit them to us on Twitter, Twitch, in our YouTube chat, Facebook. We will get to them as soon as we can. Our first question from Twitter comes from @JusticeBrant. Would be interested to know when the flight ticket was bought for the dad to go to Idaho, before the murder or at the last minute. I'm going to take this question, and then Bobby, I'll ask you about this as well. I had spoken with Jason LaBar, Brian Kohberger's attorney, on Sunday, and he told me that Brian Kohberger's father flew from Pennsylvania to Washington to then drive the white Hyundai Elantra back to Pennsylvania. This was a trip, he said, that was planned before the school year started, so they would drive back together for Christmas. So we don't know when that plane ticket was actually purchased, but we...
Do you guys think that the parents knew? Honestly, do you think the parents knew that something happened or that he had anything to do with this before he went home? I was going to do a poll about that, and I was curious what everybody thinks on that scenario, because I had a couple people come to me in DM and ask me what I thought of that, and no, okay, that's my thought. I know they definitely know now. What's up, Dory? Good to see you. I'm doing well. I hope you are as well. It's good to have you here. They definitely know now. Yeah, that's without a doubt. You know what I mean? But I just wondered, because somebody had asked me what I thought about that, this and everything else, and I don't think they did. That's my opinion. I think they were surprised when the police showed up, to be honest with you. But what I'm thinking, I'm wondering, what I was thinking about this yesterday actually too. If when they started seeing this on the news, knowing who their son is, knowing how their son is, and the whole car scenario, I wonder if they thought it was him. You know what I mean? Christy says, I think his father knew. No, but thought about it with the car, but thought nothing because 3 times the car was pulled over on the way home. They got 2 tickets on the way home. Really? See, I never saw that. See, I have a motherly intuition about my son, and I've been dead on every time. Yeah, I'm like that with my oldest son, too. Everything that he does, I know. Thank you, Heather. Appreciate that, sis. 2 tickets. Wow, they must have been rolling then. Let me keep playing this. I'm just curious, guys.
I do know that it was planned in advance, according to Jason LaBar, the public defender representing Brian Kohberger in Pennsylvania. But Bobby, I'm going to ask you this. Does when dad purchased that plane ticket matter at all? The parents have said in a statement that they are cooperating with law enforcement and that they're shocked by this.
It wouldn't matter to me as an investigator.
They're shocked by it.
On this team investigating this homicide, the dad is an ancillary character in this.
That's my thought.
People might think he might be an accessory, but that's not germane to me. If I'm looking to convict someone on these 4 homicides, I'm looking at a person now. I have to focus all my efforts to make sure we can obtain a conviction in court. And so I have to make sure all of that evidence is ripe and proper, and all the white noise of prior bad acts by the defendant or other people that might have helped him. Other teams can start looking at that, but there has to be a focus now because charges have been lodged in murder, and so we want to get a conviction of this guy in murder. Somebody helped him. If the dad was involved, that can sometimes come later. Those are charges that would probably be tried separately anyway.
That's kind of where I'm going with that a little bit.
Charged. But right now, the focus of the investigators has to be on this crime scene, these victims, and this suspect, this defendant now in trial.
And that's most certainly what the focus does need to be. And everything we've heard is that the parents, as I said, were shocked by this arrest. We're going to go on to a question now from a Gerst Kitty. And Bobby, I probably should throw this one to you, but I'm interested in what Joseph has to say about it as well. Any chance he decides to represent himself like a Daryl Brooks situation? Of course, we know, Bobby, that this is a criminology PhD student studying criminal justice. Into the criminal mind, he knows how the system works. Do you foresee that at all, that this Brian Kohberger would try to represent himself?
Well, I mean, look, it's very rare that happens. And yes, we did have the Brooks case this year in which that did happen, or last year now, in which that did happen. And it's fascinating for us always to get that insight because we very rarely ever hear from a defendant in a murder case. They very rarely take the stand and they very rarely represent themselves. Now, that being said, if this guy is such a narcissist that he wants to use this platform to get his voice out there and to get all the attention, then he might choose to do that. Everybody has the right to defend themselves. They have a right to stand up before the court themselves and defend themselves. It's not very advisable, particularly if you're not versed.
This would be a whole lot different than the Brooks case. I'll be honest with you, Poopa. If he defended himself, only because Daryl Brooks was, I'm sorry, he was an idiot. He had the only knowledge he had, it was just he didn't have the knowledge he should have had to defend himself, to represent himself. This guy basically has a doctorate, okay? He's a doctor of law. In a sense, you guys, he knows exactly what to do, what to say, how to run it, how to work it. I mean, he would be, just as good as any other attorney, in my mind. And I think he wants to. I think that was what this is all about. I still feel that way, that's what this is all about. So it's going to be completely different from the Brooks case. I don't think he's going to make himself look like a fool, like Brooks did, because what's up, Smoothie? Welcome back, hon. Like she said, he's a clown. This guy's not like that. This guy will be all business, I promise you. Well, and that's very possible, Alexis. That's very possible. Okay. I just feel like he knows a lot more than Daryl Brooks, though, in my opinion. No, he shouldn't have. The only reason, in my opinion, why he defended himself, you guys, represented himself, whatever you want to call it, was to stall, because he knew he was going no matter what. Okay. And I think he just tried to stall out and just have his way with whatever he was doing and try to make a mockery of the court system is what I think that was all about, to be honest with you. He tried to pull off a school shooting, stabbing, mass unaliving, and serial killer all at once. Yeah. Yes, Schmooby, I agree. Bundy looked like a fool too. He did. Any criminal that tries to do this, all it is trying to, in my opinion, they're just trying to make a mockery of the courts. They're trying to make the court systems and the district attorney and all of that look stupid. And all they do when they do it is make people dislike them even more than they already could, if that's even possible. But yeah, I watched most of the Brooks case, and it was stupidity from beginning to end. It was pure stupidity on his part. So I don't see it being anything like the Brooks case if it happens like that. Yeah, we'll see, Breezy. We'll see. I think if he does, he's going to try to flip this case upside down on top of them, is what I think he's going to try to do. He believes he's going to be exonerated. Okay. That point alone, the fact that he's that confident in that bugs me. That makes me wonder what he's got planned for this. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. It was Kangaroo Court for sure. How are you, Green Eyes? Good to see you today. Thanks for joining us. Much appreciated. They are just doing it. Yeah. And I agree, Schmoopy. I agree. It was, too. It was a 3-ring circus, and it was almost like a comedy show, and you had to keep reminding yourself what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be on trial. And you would get angry with him all over again because he's such a complete moron. So exactly, Alexis, exactly. I agree with you on that one too. And I was really angry that he treated the judge that way, being, and you could tell he was doing it just to get at her in a lot of ways, and a lot of things he did. It drove me nuts. I think they may have a lot more than what we think they have, Fupa, as far as this goes. I think they're going to shove it all down his throat too. I hope they do. I hope that they go in and they run it full throttle and they're done with it. I feel that way too, Ms. Boone. If he even allows his attorney to do anything, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm surprised she was too. I'll be honest with you, Alexis. I'll be honest. Let's see. Go ahead, finish him out.
In the law and how a courtroom works and how trials work. So I don't know. I don't see him doing that. But it's always unusual when a defendant does that. But it does happen. I always think it's a mistake when a defendant chooses to do that. But so do most legal people. But it's possible. It depends on what level of narcissism he's currently harboring.
That's true, Pamela.
And of course, he maintains his innocence, saying he hopes to be exonerated of this. He has rights just like every other criminal defendant does. And we just saw just in the last 30 seconds or so, there was video that we have from News Nation where they caught Brian Kohberger being led into the Monroe County courthouse for that extradition hearing hours ahead of time. Of course, there are security concerns here, so I don't find it unusual that they brought him in so early for that hearing. Joseph, I want to talk to you about just the personality of this guy. I know you're a forensic death investigator. You're looking at clues at the scene.
You're probably absolutely right.
Rumors that this was a sloppy scene. We don't know that for certain. But what do you see from this guy? He's a criminology student, a criminal justice major. We know about that survey that was online on Reddit where he was seeking information for research. What are you thinking about Brian Kohberger as a defendant, what we know about him so far?
Well, I think going back to the earlier comment, the previous question, I think that there's a tie back here. There are people that are out there that are conflating the study of criminology with the study of forensic science, and nothing could be further from the truth. Yeah, we cross paths with behaviorists all the time. However, that doesn't make you an expert in crime scene investigation. As a matter of fact, he probably knows very little.
He's wearing what they call a turtle suit. He may have, that's probably bulletproof. They may have put a vest on him too to begin for transport, but the turtle suit is something, just in case you don't know what that is, it's to prevent, like, when they bring people in like this, they're automatically on suicide watch. And he's been wearing this from the moment they put him in custody, nonstop, because of that scenario. So I think that it has a Kevlar base to it. the turtle suit, okay, which is bulletproof, of course, to an extent. And but the thing is if anybody's going to take him out, right there where they transported him in is when they're going to do it, and there's nothing protecting his head. See, if they were worried about somebody taking him out, I think they would have had a helmet on him and everything. Yeah, the turtle suit is full body from neck down. The neck down. The only thing that's unprotected is his head, and they don't seem to be worried about anybody going after him because it looks like a turtle shell, Vicky. That's why. So, what was I? Yeah, sorry guys. Somebody just sent me some DM or something. My apologies. Or not. What the heck? I don't know. Okay. It was a in real life experiment for him. Yeah, that's what this is. That's what I think his full motive was to pull it off to see if he could do it. Truthfully, I don't think there's any more motive to it than that, which is even more disgusting to me. Oh, interesting piece of info. Thank you, Dub. Turtle is a move the Vikings did to defend against archers. Interesting. Good to know. Never knew that. I can't even say where is B. What is B doing? Where is he? What is he doing? Or what would be in my hand if it were? Yeah, I know. Like I said, I would have thought it as high profile as this is, and for what he did, that they would have had a helmet on him too. They don't. So, I'm sure that they had the roads blocked off and all that. Security was super, super, super like ramped up for the transport and everything. That's why they brought him so early. So, yeah, not guilty. Exactly. I don't see that ever coming through that way, Shmovie. I don't. What'd you say there, Sandra? You can't be exonerated until you're found guilty. You can be acquitted, but not exonerated. Is he admitting guilt? I don't know. I don't know why he's saying it like that. With his background, he should know how to say it. There can't be a plea bargain, Ms. Boone. I don't see that. I can't imagine that they would put a plea bargain out there. It's either hot or cold, one way or the other is what it's going to be. So, and I don't think they're going to give any. What are they? They're not going to let anything hang. I promise you that. It's all or nothing. Period. And that's why they're doing it like this. Yeah. I hope it's very quick as well, Shmovie. Vikings, when having arrows falling on them, would gather in a group, get close and hold shields upward. Yeah, I've seen that done, Dub. I didn't know that's what that was called. That's pretty interesting info, though. Thank you for that. No, maybe not, Doberman. Maybe not.
At all about the process of working a scene and certainly processing the evidence and what we're specifically looking for when you get down into the details. And this case is all about details. And we're going to look in places that he probably thought about, but some places he didn't think about. And my colleagues that are still actively working in the field will dig deep into this. And this is where they're going to harvest everything from. So, this is the interesting part to this. He can go and he can seek out knowledge in an academic setting, okay? But an academic setting is not an applied setting, all right? So he can go and he can sit and learn at DeSales with my friend Catherine Ramsland. He can sit in her classroom and he can learn from her, certainly, I would imagine. But that doesn't make him a behaviorist. He's just sitting there learning. And how he applies that knowledge is anybody's guess. To my buddy Bobby's comment about being a narcissist, roll the dice, see how it works out for you, because it's not going to work out well for you if you try to represent yourself in this case. And just like I don't think it's worked out well for him if he attempted to make any alterations at that scene or pick up after himself. They're always going to miss something.
I agree.
Most definitely. They say you leave something everywhere you go. And I think it would be very difficult to enter a scene, to enter any place like that, take part in possibly, something this violent and not leave something behind. We're going to take one last.
No, I guess not. They didn't take that one. So, all right. So I'm going to go
chat anywhere, and Bobby, Joseph, and I will answer all of your questions. Joseph, I'm starting with you on this. I'm wondering, what do you think?
I already did that. I'm going to do this again just out of curiosity. I know I asked this, but I still want to do it as a poll. Just out of curiosity. If I could spell things right. Yeah. Can turtles survive a car running over them? I felt so guilty because I was just... I don't know, Fupa. I'm sorry. Yeah, she was looking cold. Tricks of the trade. He doesn't know the land techniques that are cutting edge. That's true too. Look different on TV. Oh, okay. I guess is that a bad thing, Izzy? I'm sorry. Say TV adds 10 pounds, so. There's another good piece of info from Dub. Well, thank you, Izzy. I appreciate that. Okay, so there was that one. 1 second, guys.
Hey, how did you do it?
How you feeling?
How you feeling, Brian? Why did you do it?
Are you ready to go to Idaho?
Why did you do it?
I can't believe people were asking him, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Well, who cares? Like, what kind of a question is that, Let's see here. Now, that was... I had another thing for you guys, too. Yeah, that's not a really cool thing, Dub. Let's see here. What was I going to do, guys? I wish they would have, now that they have him, released the 911 call still. All right, new details. ABC News had new details as of 6 hours ago. I don't know how new these are, guys, but we'll see. I'm going to let you watch this, and I'll be right back as you're watching it.
Right now,
1 second, folks. All right.
the Idaho College murders. The criminology graduate student accused of stabbing 4 students to death is due in a Pennsylvania courtroom today for an extradition hearing. We're going to speak with the father of one of the victims after this report from Kana Whitworth in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Kana.
George, good morning. So within hours, Brian Kohberger will be brought from that correctional facility here to the courthouse. His lawyer telling me that since he's been there, he's been in a suicide smock at all times, including rec time. He also says the facility has been very accommodating to Brian's vegan diet. As for today, he says his client isn't nervous and that his one request was that he get a chance to speak with his parents, something he said the court cannot accommodate.
This morning, Idaho quadruple murder suspect Brian Kohberger just hours from his extradition hearing. His lawyer, Jason Labar, telling ABC News he remains calm and polite despite knowing the death penalty is on the table. He says Kohberger understands the seriousness of the charges and replied to him, quote, "This will be a long process." Now new details emerging about how law enforcement tracked Kohberger down. Sources telling ABC News they used public genealogy databases like those used to catch the Golden State Killer.
You have DNA from a crime, but you don't have a suspect. He's not in a database. So you use public databases of genealogy looking for relatives. Eventually, you get down to the point where you can match the DNA potentially to your suspect.
Recent students of his at Washington State University speaking out, one saying his appearance changed around the time the murders took place.
He looked a little bit more disheveled. He had like some stubble coming on. His hair was a little, messed up or whatever. I remember seeing him and thinking like, oh man, finals must be really getting there.
28-year-old Kohberger remained a teacher's assistant, working towards his criminology PhD until the end of the semester before driving 2,500 miles to Pennsylvania with his father. His lawyer now telling ABC News that on that journey, he was pulled over twice for traffic violations in Indiana while driving that white Hyundai Elantra authorities have been looking for. Brian arrested in an early morning SWAT team raid at his parents' home in a gated community over 2 weeks later. Labar telling ABC News, Brian's father said they were told over a loudspeaker that the house was surrounded and their door was broken during the arrest. People in his hometown shocked.
How do you remember him at those parties?
Withdrawn, kept to himself.
Kohberger's lawyer says his client maintains his innocence and is eager to be exonerated in Idaho.
Now, Brian's parents and two sisters plan on attending today. I'm also told that authorities here have been asked to be prepared for Brian to go back to Idaho sometime tonight or tomorrow morning. Once he's there and appears in court, that official arrest affidavit will be unsealed, and we will learn a lot more about the prosecution's case against him. George.
Okay, Kana, thanks very much. Let's bring in Kaylee Gonzalez's father, Steve, along with his attorney, Shannon Gray. And Mr. Gonzalez, thank you for joining us this morning. Our condolences to you and your entire family. Did learning of this arrest provide any relief?
Yeah, it definitely provided relief for our family. We learned later at night around 10:30, and it felt like a cloud was lifted off of us. I mean, it's like seeing sunlight after you've been stuck in a house for a month. So it definitely provided relief and comfort to know that things were progressing, and all this torture of waiting had a purpose and a meaning. And it was very, and it was right before her celebration of life. So that also added to, knowing that millions of people have had prayers for us. And in a bad case, in a bad situation, this is one of the best ways that we could have learned in the moments of learning it.
Have you learned anything about how the police linked this suspect to the crime?
I think they've given our lawyer a little bit of background on how they put things together. I don't know about all the details, but
those of you that
we're
haven't,
still
check
waiting
out
and
Miss
learning.
Molly's channel.
And there is those lines of communication. So
Show her some love.
Is there any indication at all that
She
your
deserves
daughter
it,
may have
folks.
known this suspect?
I think those things will come out. I don't know if there's a direct connection, but we're waiting to see, and we're learning every day we're learning something new.
Let me bring in your lawyer, Mr. Gray. We are going to see this probable cause affidavit after he's sent back to Idaho. Kohberger sent back. What are you hoping to learn from it?
Well, I hope we get some good evidence and some good information from the probable cause affidavit. It's the arrest. You have to have probable cause for the arrest, and having that information in that affidavit, it won't give us a full
Can only hope for that.
view of the case, but it'll give us some really good information about what hard evidence they have against the defendant in this case.
What can you tell us about what the police have learned so far? Have they given you any more information as an attorney?
Well, really right now, what we're looking at is, now that we have a name and a face to this horrible crime, I think all of the families, including the Gonzalez family and all the other families, are looking for any connections there might be with any of the victims in the case. The Gonzalez family is looking hard at that, and we're going to be providing any information we have to the Moscow Police Department. Then they'll obviously make a decision on whether or not they want to release any of that information to the public based on the investigation.
And Mr. Gonzalez, you'll be in court when the suspect arrives in Idaho?
Yeah, we expect to be in court, and we'll probably take different schedules depending on who's available. But yes, there will be a Gonzalez representation in that courtroom almost every single day.
What do you want everybody watching now to know about Kaylee?
Kaylee was a hard-driven worker.
Yeah, she is here.
She was the one who
She
started your
was.
day off if you were getting coffee. She would, get you that coffee for you, smile, and hopefully send you on a great day. She did everything right. She followed the rules. She went out with a friend. She didn't do it alone. She had a professional driver take her back. She did everything right. She didn't deserve this, and it's up to us as American citizens to make sure that we follow this case all the way through, and we see some justice, and we identify these people. And we put checks and bounces in there so we can get these people off the streets and just live great lives and not have these small few people, taking advantage of all of our trust.
Absolutely, Deb.
We are all sorry for your loss. Thank you for joining us this morning. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get...
Thanks, George. Absolutely, Deb. I don't know of anybody that doesn't think he's guilty. Welcome, Kitty. Good to see you, dear. Let's see what the poll says. How are you, Miss Kitty? 58 of you guys said yes, that the parents did know beforehand, and 41% said no. It's interesting. Close. I don't think they knew. I don't think they, although, I'll be honest with you. I've been wondering about the father. I have. I'll be honest with that. I will say I've wondered about if his father knew something. I really do. That's a long drive to make from Washington to PA. And I almost wonder if he said, hey, Dad, this happened or that happened and this and that and so on and so forth. I almost wonder about that. You know what I mean? Thank you, Miss Heather. Again, guys, if you have not done it, please check out our lovely Squirrel Sandwiches channel for her daily inspirational and motivational quotes that she has in there, along with some very, very, very beautiful photographic art, guys. She's very talented, by the way. And speeding too. Right. I got you, Dobrom. I get it. I drive to the town the jail is in and purposely get arrested just so I could get in the sick. Yeah, well, yes, Squirrel is the best. Squirrel's pretty cool. I got some great peeps in here. Molly's amazing. All you guys are amazing. Squirrel and Molly and Mama Bear and just everybody. Miss Kitty. Miss Kitty is a trip. She's the resident comedian in the room. She makes everybody laugh. I love it. I don't think anyone in Moscow is going to arrest Steve just for that reason. I don't think so either. I think Steve could almost get away with anything in this case. I really do. That's awesome. PPR, thank you for that. For those of you that haven't, check out the channel for both of them, guys. Please do. For that matter, Dobermom has a channel too if you guys want to check her stuff out. She's got some beautiful dogs in there, and check it out, guys. Check it out. Right. That's pretty much how I feel, Dover Mom. Laugh aloud. I'm a trip. I just came out of one. There you go, kitty. I agree, Dover Mom. I do agree. Let's see, guys. Move along. Allergies are driving me nuts today. This weather's so weird, guys. It's like 60 degrees here. Let's see. Where's it at? I can almost say that I can agree with you, Poopa. The cough your dog has is associated to the bad breath. So, subject change. Okay. If you say so. Professional, apparently, too professional. Oh, thank you very much for that, Heather. Eye for an eye, Fupa says, I had something awful that I needed a man 100 pounds heavier, nearly a foot taller, sitting on me until I passed out crying to stop me. Okay. It's 15 up here, normal. We are around below 20. Weird. Yes, it is. Thank you again, Heather. It's Dober Mom's link, guys. Check it out. What's up, Gina? Good to see you, hon. Thanks for joining us today. I feel the same way, Green Eyes. I do. I really do. All right, now back to her. Let me see here if I can find it. Where it is, where it is. I think I showed you guys that yesterday. I wasn't sure. I had a couple of things overlap. Did I show you guys the video on the one classmate? Yes, they said that just a few minutes ago. Tony, thank you for joining us. 3:30 today, Anna. They will be doing it. So about an hour, a little less than an hour. Yeah, it's like that here too, Poopa. It's crazy. Good stuff, Ms. Boone. Thank you. Good to see you, Anna. No, I agree with you guys on that about the kids. That's the thing that kills me about this the most is the actual basis of the motive. Okay, if not that anything would make it okay, but the motive is just like insane, you guys. It's just he did it just to do it. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember if I showed you guys this yesterday, but I'm going to show it to you real quick again. If so, just tell me I did, and I'll shut
And we
it down.
start this morning and
I'll shut it down. Wait, what? Oh no, absolutely. Well, you got something going, Dober Mom. You deserve to have people checking it out. So yeah, it's warm everywhere. We actually have a tornado warning here for southeastern Ohio in January. It's very odd. Just so you know, that's not normal for here. So very odd. You saw the okay. This is I think this one's different, Heather. If it isn't, tell me. If it isn't, yeah, tell me about it.
In Idaho, with more News Nation exclusive reporting on that murder suspect. Prosecutors say this man, 28-year-old Brian Koberger, stabbed 4 Idaho college students to death in their home. This morning, we are hearing exclusively from people who knew him, including a classmate. That classmate tells News Nation that Koberger changed around the time of the killings.
Okay,
Robert
Kitty.
Sherman is live for us this morning with more of those exclusive details. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning to you, Mitch. In this region of the Pacific Northwest, everything is happening in a rather tightly condensed area. Just about 20 minutes down the road from us is Pullman, Washington, which is home to Washington State University. That's where Brian Koberger was a PhD student pursuing a degree in criminology. And News Nation was there just a couple of days ago when investigators raided the apartment building of Brian Koberger at the WSU campus, removing pieces of evidence from inside of that building. The people of that community telling us that they're shocked by the arrest. They can't believe that this happened in their community. And in an exclusive interview, one of Koberger's classmates told us that Koberger was somewhat intense. He was exhausted, but there was a change in his demeanor towards the end of the term. Take a listen.
Brian seemed like he was on the knife's edge between exhaustion and burnout, and at the time it was extremely difficult to tell which was which. He did become more chatty towards the tail end of the term following the quadruple homicide in Moscow.
But now the family of Brian Koberger is speaking out for the first time, releasing this statement saying in part, quote, "We will continue to let the legal process unfold. And as a family, we will love and support our son and brother. We have fully cooperated with law enforcement agencies in an attempt to seek the truth and promote his presumption of innocence, rather than judge unknown facts and make erroneous assumptions." In the short term, Mitch, the family is calling for the community and the public to hold off on casting judgment and allowing the legal process to play out. We're expecting to get a lot more movement in this case later this week. Mitch?
And that is Robert Sherman. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation.
They want people to hold off from casting judgment and wait to see what happens. You're kidding me, right? That makes zero sense to me. None. Mm-hmm. I agree for that one. She has no place in this at all. She should have never been involved to begin with, in my opinion. Let's see here. Give me a second, folks. You're right, Kitty. I agree. Get in my email real quick. Not as far as we can tell, Izzy. It hasn't been, nobody said anything about that yet. Let me see. Yeah, I know, right, Doberman? Let's see. Why can I not find this? Dang it. I guess it's not there anymore. Oh well. Someone's saying that he had a girl with him that night. I don't know if it's true or not. What the person said. Yeah, it's my wife's clock in the background. It hasn't changed out of the Christmas sounds yet. Sorry about that, guys. It'll change up soon. Welcome, Jody. I have not. Lena, why? What's going on with that? I remember talking something about that with one of you guys. Let me see something here. I wouldn't put it past it, but there's no proof of it, so. Let's see. Was this the unaliving case you're talking about with the Bustamante thing? Was something in my email, Molly. Had nothing to do with you, hon, but thank you, though. Is that what you were talking about, Lena? I pulled that up. Oh, wait a minute. Are you leaving? Yeah, that's what I have here. And then he unalived himself, right, Lena? Yeah, I have that pulled up here. If this is the same scenario. Let me see. Yeah, they said that they have been giving him the vegan diet that he requested. Okay, I think this is what we're talking about right here, Lena. 1 second, guys.
Thousands of documents.
Yoy, that was loud. Hold on, guys. Let me throw it over here. I didn't know anything about this. I had heard a little something about it, but I didn't know anything about it until recently. Hold on a second. Here we go. Yeah, I agree on that. That's crazy, Lena. Completely crazy. Thank you, Heather. Again, let me take that down real quick and show you guys this. This is from a while back, 11 years ago.
Documents and emails were released today on former University of Idaho professor Ernesto Bustamante. Now, KXOI went to court to get the school to release information detailing investigations and complaints against a 31-year-old professor.
He fatally shot his former student and girlfriend, 22-year-old Katie Benoit, and then killed himself in August. KXY4's Eric Maloney spent all day reading thousands of documents. He joins us live. Eric, some pretty revealing stuff there.
Oh, there's a lot of it here. The documents say Bustamante was getting positive reviews from administrators, is even nominated for the university's annual Excellence in Teaching Award in 2009. Now, the first blemish to his record came in late 2010 when an anonymous caller claimed Bustamante was having sex with students. The complaint even alleged orgies. A records show Bustamante denied the allegation, and the student involved refused to come forward. 7 months later, in June of this year, Katie Benoit filed a formal complaint. It said they had a sexual relationship. Benoit wrote Bustamante was unpredictable, made threats, and held a loaded gun to her head 3 times. Documents say she claimed Bustamante had 5 personalities, each with its own name, like Ernie, the Beast, and the Baby. She said he had at least 5 guns and was armed at all times, including while on campus. A university timeline shows the university prompted Benoit multiple times this summer to go to police and be careful. When administrators met with Bustamante in July, a letter told him not to wear a coat to the meeting because of concerns he could be armed. Documents say Bustamante claimed Benoit was bipolar, a drug dealer who once stole his prescription drugs. He admitted he had sex with Benoit and other students, and on July 19th, he resigned. His contract officially ended a month later. Now, 3 days after that, Bustamante tracked down Benoit at her apartment and shot her multiple times. He committed suicide in a Moscow hotel later that night. Now, we put more than 50 documents received today online, but be sure to check them out on KXY.com. But those records are posted. We'll have more on KXY4 News at 6.
The school did nothing about that, huh? Interesting. Thanks for the info, Lena.
Now to the latest in the investigation into the murders of.
It is. It's horrible. It really, really was, Molly. Welcome, Wendy. I think they already had that, Wendy. Like they already got him into the. Oh, I see what you're saying. To walk into the. Oh, let's see here. That's what I'm looking at right now. Thank you, Wendy and Gina. Yeah, I figured it out as soon as I said it to myself out loud. Wendy. Let's see. Where's it at? Should pop on here any second. Well, welcome, Wendy. It's good to have you here.
He's asked the public to help them understand the motive. We had already received 400 calls into the tip line. Koberger lives in Washington State, 15 minutes from the home where the 4 victims were stabbed to death.
Is this where it's live right now? Is this what you guys are seeing?
His parents' home in eastern Pennsylvania Friday. FBI agents tracked Koberger from Washington State to here in eastern Pennsylvania. They say Koberger took the 2,500-mile road trip with his father in a white Hyundai, the same make and model of a car spotted near the murder scene.
It's good to know that, Wendy. Thank you.
His family said in a statement they promote his presumption of innocence, but also care deeply for the 4 families who have lost their precious children. There are no words that can adequately express the sadness we feel at each day. The father of victim Kaylee Gonzalez says this is the first bit of had in 7 weeks.
We hope they pick the right guy.
That's what I clicked on. Was this is see it? Kaipai Local News 8. It was supposed to be their live feed. Oh man, hold on, guys. I'll get it. Did you guys find it on YouTube or on the internet? All right, Miss Kitty. Thanks for joining us, hon. I hope you're doing better today. Okay, YouTube. Let's see. Thank you guys for the info. I was trying to find, I was going to pull it up on the other thing, but all right. Thank you, Gina. 1 second, folks. Thank you, Gina. I see it. Why the hell can I find it on here, though? This is not it. Here it is, I think. Here we go. Here we go. Thank you, ladies. Much appreciated. In email, Molly? I didn't even see. You mean a link to this, Molly, or something completely different? Good Lord, this guy's got assault rifles and everything on him in the courtroom. Oh, okay. Thanks, hon. I appreciate that, Molly. In the other chat. Okay. No worries. I didn't even see it, but that's all right. Thank you very much. got so much going on. I did earlier too. Either way, we got it. Thank you though, Molly. I appreciate that so much. That was his lawyer, huh? Holy balls. Holy shit balls. Yeah, they're not playing around with this.
How you been?
Good. How are you doing?
No cameras allowed? Really? They're not going to film this like video camera? That's crazy. You know that's going to piss off some media channels for sure. For sure. What do we got? About 20 minutes, guys? A little less than, yeah, hopefully. Oh, you'll be able to hear, guys. Yeah, I'll have the volume. If there's audio, I'll make sure you guys can hear it. Yeah, that's probably it. They got to keep him safe, at least till they get him to Idaho, to make sure he can stand trial. I'm sure there's people that they're watching right now. All right, Jody, thanks for jumping in today. I appreciate you, hon. Good luck in your meeting.
That's how it happened each year. It just happened. Yeah. I don't know how.
Hope to see you soon, Jody. Oh, sorry about that, Izzy. I forgot it was up there. Sorry, I forgot it was up there.
You did? You got in? Good. I didn't even need it for that way down there. As soon as you get closer, you widen out, open up.
I wonder if they're going to make them pull that camera down too.
No, looks like 6. Yeah, 6.
No worries, dear. Like I said, I forgot it was even up there. I wasn't looking there. I was looking on the other side. I think so too, Fupa. PA is a little bit different, but
Good.
well, I hope they leave the audio running so I can leave it running too. That way you guys can hear everything. Like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of people that would like to do that, Lena.
That's why he's up there. Yeah. You were just wondering if somebody else came through. No. But we were back on family. Right. That's all.
Oh yeah, definitely, Miss Boone. Thank you, Miss Heather. Right. That's exactly true, Miss Wendy. How is the audio right now for you guys? Let me know. You talking about this, Gina? Well, he hasn't come out yet, Tony. Thank you, PPR. Is that what you were talking about, Gina, right there? The Twitter share? It's a picture. Oh. That didn't. Oh, wait a minute. Try it again.
You can see that. You can see feet on
It goes right to the live feed, Gina. And then there's this. This guy just looks like. Thank you so much for that, Doberman. Very much appreciated. Hopefully I'll see it one day if they decide to pay me. But I very much appreciate that, my dear, so much. Yeah, exactly. Green eyes. Let's see, Gina. It won't give me. When I click on what your current, no, that was me. It goes from that picture directly to the live feed. Because it's very high profile, Wendy, and they have to. They're in the past. Well, like for instance, with what was set up here. There's family members that'll go after people like this. There's other people that will go after people like this, right? And it's not typically standard, but in a high-profile case like this, yes. I've seen this happen before, around here especially. Thank you, PPO. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's very, very, very high security with this, and they're carrying high-powered weapons too. Yeah, they have to keep him safe so that he can stand trial. Kind of ridiculous, but it is protocol. Yeah, that's not a joke. He does need to be. If anybody at all, I think it would be Steve, but you never know. There could be. I don't remember, Fupa. I know it did with Chris Watts. Yep. There's brothers and cousins and friends of the family, boyfriends. I mean, it could be anybody that they have to look out for. So, yeah. Take your time, Gina. Yeah, they have that courthouse is probably loaded right now with deputies. I'll be honest with you. Again, thank you, Dover Mom. Very much appreciated. Yep. Yep.
That's good. Yeah.
I have a feeling that it's going to be a very quick hearing too. I think they're going to get him in and out. They don't like these places. They don't like the attention it draws. You know what I mean? So. I'm going to go grab my coffee, guys. I'll be right back.
So I'm just curious, are you gonna stand there the whole time?
Yeah. Make sure nobody comes off the elevator floors.
Bill, you want to check back with me about it? Can you, I don't want to tell you your job, but can you get close to the wall maybe?
We're moving right now, actually. So we're just going to have to work with it, okay?
I don't think we're allowed to know. Just me. I don't. What are we about? Who said that?
Never in public. Anything.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, can you go back?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I think for me, I think I might just unless it totally screws you.
You coming back?
Ouch. I think I want to be able to keep that.
All right.
They're
Can
moving.
you just go back more?
Yeah, to get out of there.
Moving the camera now, huh?
Yeah. I want to stay straight on.
Yeah, you want to stay straight on, that's fine.
But I don't mind coming back to there.
That's cool.
So that cleared the doorway, right?
Yeah.
Why did they bring him through already?
It should take, what,
Did I miss that?
Yeah.
Yep, I must have. Oh well.
And we'll know they're getting ready when the all stuff. In the elevators. You called it like, there's always something at the last minute.
Yeah, I was gonna make that joke. I was like, I bet you.
All right, at least you guys saw it.
Yeah.
That's all right. I don't want to miss anything. I'll check it out later. Don't worry about it.
You never want to be that guy. That's a very.
Oh, maybe.
Right, for me.
Oh, okay, right there.
Right. Can you, I don't want to tell you your job, but can you get close to the wall maybe?
We're moving right now, actually, so we're just gonna have to work with it, okay?
Piece of shit. Excuse my language, but yeah, I got it.
Tell me what I know.
I swear they do know something. He's garbage as far as I'm concerned. Welcome, Linda. Of course he is, because this is what he wants. This is what he wants, guys. Unreal. His parents have to know that there's something wrong with this kid. I mean, I'm sure he's been this way his whole life.
Right, for me. Right. You know, because it's probably just standing in front of, just move a chair, move back to the wall. You're doing the same job.
Welcome back,
Yeah.
Breezy. No apologies needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the whole society wants him done. So, you know, that's not going to work. The audio is televised, Breezy. There's no cameras allowed in the courtroom. So we'll hear it, but we won't see any reactionary stuff from him or anything else. I don't know, Tony. That's a good idea, PPR. I still didn't get my coffee. Hold on, guys. Look back up.
That's good. Take it back out.
Leather, lethal injections, or electric chair, I'm guessing. Yeah. He is in the courtroom. Like I said, he wanted to get caught, as far as I'm concerned, or he would have done something to hide this. He did nothing at all to hide this, you guys. Not one thing. He could have hid the car. He could have got rid of the car. He could have hidden himself. He could have left the country. He had plenty of time. Now, what did he do? He went back to school, everybody. Like nothing happened. Which, I mean, I get it. You know, because he didn't want to draw attention, but still. Wow. Okay, PPR.
Yeah, no, it's nice. Yeah. Nice road production sets.
Yeah, I love that.
How you doing there, bud? Nice to see you.
Maybe it even kind of like a little context, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's like walking through trees or something.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you're okay. Don't worry about it.
I mean, it was a, you know, sheriff's officer. It wasn't like just some, you know,
Yeah.
regular guy.
Yeah, it was
No
very
worries,
to be like a
PPR.
very like no. Like,
Right. Oh, yeah.
you know.
We're getting that. I was going to get thrown out.
Well, they used to show that on
You're gonna try a little
when I was a kid. We used to watch, a teenager. We used to
As
watch
soon as you
those
said that, I thought about it.
Yeah, right.
Faces of Death videotapes,
Top of my special
and
accents,
they would show that kind of stuff being done in other countries. It was crazy. And you could see it while it happened. It was nuts.
Now he was.
Yeah.
I agree, Linda. I agree.
Yeah.
That's why I don't call him by his name if I don't have a
Yeah, you
chance.
pushing to get us over here was the right call.
Are you taking off, Wendy? Thank you for the info.
Oh yeah. And then when he walked in, he said,
It's great to see you here finally. I hope to see you come back one day in the chat. Yeah, Spaces of Death, Pupa.
Yeah.
There was a whole
Yeah,
series
my
of
shot I
tapes that
liked
they
too.
had
I was
out
like
where
in
they
the
would
middle
show
of
that
it.
kind of stuff.
We would have had to like literally walk around it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the whole gifted membership thing, Brandy. I don't know. Did you, Mama Bear, are you still in here? And if you are, did you happen to notice anything about the gifted membership stuff when you were looking at that?
Yeah.
That's okay, Wendy. No worries. I appreciate you just being here with us.
Yeah, do like a little
Know that
bit
you're
of-
welcome in chat anytime, or even to come on panel if you'd like to.
We do need to stop some more.
Yeah, no, I understand, Brady. I can't find it either. I don't understand why I can't find it or what the deal is with it.
Isn't I thought they were taking care of it at 3:33.
It's 3:30. Let's get a moving, folks. What's up, Pink? Yeah, we are definitely not in no vegan sauce. I'll promise you that one, Pink. The Dago don't do no vegan sauce. That's a promise. Thank you, Pink. Very much appreciated.
Yeah, I actually, when they opened the door, I kind of like this like long disappear, let the door close thing. So I'm gonna just stay put. Yeah.
Good to see you here, Pink. Hope you're doing well today. Thanks for joining us. For sure.
Why am I on the way?
For sure. Mama Bear, are you still in here?
Not here.
What's up, Pink? I appreciate that, Wendy. I really do. I didn't think they'd show that. There she is. Hey, do you know anything about the membership, the gifting of the membership thing in there with the memberships?
Halfway done.
What exactly is he doing?
He's waiving extradition. Yeah. He's just signing 3 documents that say, I'll go back to the state that wants him. No talking about the case. You are who they think you are, and you'll waive it.
Is that pretty much immediate, like fly out of here tonight?
They would tell us.
I mean, I'm never gonna, I'm just kidding.
What would happen if he didn't waive? Like, what would happen then?
Oh, then he has to, then they actually schedule an actual hearing.
Here.
Yeah.
This is to waive that hearing.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is the extradition hearing.
This is an extra, ends up being, it's an extradition hearing by title for what it's scheduled as, but when he goes in there and signs the waiver paperwork, then he's waiving that right to that hearing. That's all he's doing.
So I'm just trying to think of my cat. I said arrive for extradition hearing. Or I should just say just arrive for the hearing.
Oh, extradition, no, isn't it? You're right, an extradition hearing, that can go numerous ways.
Okay.
An extradition hearing that can be, you can waive it, so but he gets that.
Okay.
He was walking in.
Do you know how to work that stuff, Mama Bear? Because I don't know anything about that. I've tried to find.
This is a hearing, not to have a hearing.
A hearing, not to have it.
All right. Thank you, dear. Anybody that would like to gift memberships, hopefully she can figure that out, and we will have that for you. And thank you for wanting to do that, Brady. That's awesome.
We're selling packages. The C package.
48 wallets.
Bunch of different masks up there. I never had that, Pink. It sounds good though. I told you guys about the lasagna my sister made. They were wraps, veggie wraps. I thought. Was it veggie wraps or cheese wraps? Something like that. It was egg wraps. That's it. She made lasagna with egg wraps. It was really, really good. That I've never had though. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, that's all this is it's a hearing to waive extradition. That way he doesn't have to go to the actual hearing. He's going to sign a couple papers. That's how these work. They'll sign a couple papers. They'll ID him as the person that they're saying he is, and then that's the end of it. And he's out. And I think, yes, that sounds really good, Pink. I think that they're going to try to fly him out tonight because Idaho had mentioned that they want him as soon as possible. So we'll see. Where'd the sound go? What the heck? You guys better not kill the sound. You better not kill the sound. Now what? Okay. Yes, I had the spaghetti last night.
Yeah, they switched us over to AT&T, and people were saying at that time, oh, AT&T, and I didn't know if that was true or not. So I think it was, yeah, it can be. Yeah.
I'll give you the courtesy. I'll give you the courtesy when you're going out.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, they're gonna holler my name. You'll hear SIP, and I'll say clear. Yep.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know they're not gonna move from
You guys
that
have been
spot.
awesome, so yeah.
Carbs are good, but they're bad for you, Vicky.
Do you mind hanging out 1 second? I'm just gonna clear your bathroom to make sure that nobody has.
They're definitely something to miss, though. That's no lie.
Do this.
Yep.
Always appreciated.
Absolutely.
It very well could be, Fupa. Who knows?
You've got to jet over to
Just have to walk quickly.
walk quickly.
You all right?
Where they go? Oh.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is
Mexican, not the Diano.
4:30 usually.
So I got-
Bafangul.
I was gonna say, I probably can't leave gear in here. I should take it with me. I was gonna say, I probably can't leave.
I
any
got you,
gear in
Vicky. I
here.
got
No,
you.
you're fine.
That's my
What time did they
New
schedule?
Year's
that?
resolution is to get back off the carbs
By the
again.
time
I think
they-
it's 4:30.
There's an F 430.
I'm sure you'll have fun. By the time they get situated with, everyone has to be over there is in there.
Yeah. Yeah, we should be good.
Okay, do we have to be at the same back there?
If you don't want to be in a shot.
You're gonna be in
sit
People
right there.
Magazine standing over there.
I'm pretty sure it was in the shot stand out front of the building.
Yeah, that chair is definitely safe.
I am as well, Fu. Well, I know you are, Fupa.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Sassy,
So where did
whatever
they
you want to
bring-
call
did they bring
yourself.
him in that way, or did they bring him in over there?
Sassy Fupa.
Where are we?
This is
Where's
the
the
back.
front? I think he came in.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know because I wasn't here when he got
Has he
here.
been here for a while? Did they just bring him here like just now?
Like noon, or 11.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't meet you yet. I'm Kim. Hi, Tom.
How are you?
My hands are freezing.
That's all right.
Well, I'm gonna hurry up and sit. Out of the way. Yeah. Make sure you all get Stacy's coat and your bag.
So they saw how he came in. That's what it was.
I can't tell.
Okay, Mom Bear.
It's on the wall.
Welcome.
Get off there.
Do we got bathroom? They should be clear.
Well, I appreciate that, Miss Boone. Thank you so much for that. It's good to hear that kind of stuff. I'm telling you, it really is. Very good to hear that kind of stuff. Makes me. Yeah, this is the one we watched. Did he follow him for a while? Yeah, this is the one we watched the first time. Piece of garbage. Piece of garbage. Yeah, that's the first one we've seen. I can't find the other one. Unless it wasn't released yet. We'll find it though. But again, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. We got what we could get for today. Again, tomorrow, we're going to be going over some other cases and talking about doing some other cases. Of course, if there's any updates on this, we will cover that as well. I thank you all for joining me today. Thank you, Miss Heather. Any new members, anybody that was gifted memberships, congratulations. Thank you for gifting memberships again, by the way. Just thank you all. Thank you all for what you do for my channel, for supporting me. Very much appreciated. Yes, Miss Pamela. And again, thank you all for sending me the things that you've sent me for this. I will keep on top of it the best I can. Anybody that had donated to the channel, it's very much appreciated. I appreciate you guys. My family does as well. Thank you all for all of that. Just thank you for being you guys. I love you guys to death. Do not change who you are, because you guys are the beautiful people. Remember to love yourselves and love each other, guys, because that's all we got. Have an amazing rest of your evening, and I will see you guys soon. You have a great one. Love you. Bye. Amen to that, Pink. Gracias to you. All right. See what we got here. Do. You guys do me a favor. Or tell me where you're watching from. I'm curious to see where you're all at. Thank you, Pink. Have a great one, Brandy. Love your family. Keep it real, folks. Have an amazing